Boy, howdy.
Hi, this is a toughie. Yeesh. Oh yes, you're already practicing your little salute, huh? Yes, you are. Well, we'll take care of that, won't we? Jesus Christ.
This is so much harder than I thought.
Oh, I'm going to hell.
That makes two of us.
You can do this. This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy. All right. Maximum effort. It's okay, let me see here. Oh, God. That's why you're such a little bastard. No one's ever changed you. Yeah, you got a big old stinky in there, don't you? God, it smells like Hitler's anus, which would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. I think we both know I don't have what it takes to do this, so I'm just gonna change your diaper real quick, and then I'm gonna come back with my friend Cable. He loves killing kids.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. So we got to talk about new Deadpool. We found out that Tim Miller was going to use the Fantastic Four in his version, so I'll explain what that deleted scene was. If you're new to the channel, there's a new round of that Blu-ray giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on the video. I'll name a new winner at the end of this. The Hitler scene is just a play on the most asked question about time travel when talking about morality. Would you go back and kill Hitler if you had a time machine? So it's a moral question, but it's also a broader question about the butterfly effect. Would killing Hitler in the past lead to something even worse because of something that we can't conceive of because of the butterfly effect? They've already answered that question several times over on The Flash. When you try to alter the timeline to avoid some crazy future outcome, time will find a way to replace that event with something even worse.
I warned you not to mess with the timeline.
Dr. Wells, if you would just let me tell you what was gonna happen, you'd understand why I did this.
Whatever tragedy you think you've just averted, time will find a way to replace it. And trust me, Barry, the next one could be much worse.
They cut the scene during test screenings because they felt like it was too big of a bummer to send the movie out, like Deadpool killing a baby. Even though it was baby Hitler, people were like, this is just too much of a bummer to go out on. Like, they wanted to end it on that Green Lantern kill. You're welcome, Canada, just because that was kind of funny. Like, making fun of Green Lantern is pretty safe for a Deadpool movie.
God damn, that's beautiful.
You're welcome, Canada.
I didn't know about the second tag at the very end of the credits, though, where he realizes that he can't do it. The joke there being that he's going to go get Cable to do it because Cable loves killing people. The whole plot of the movie is about Cable going back into the past to alter the timeline by prematurely killing Julian Dennison's Fire Fist character so that he can't do something terrible in the future, which is exactly what Deadpool was trying to do in this Hitler scene. But you all want to know about the deleted Fantastic Four scene. So this is actually pretty crazy. We just found out that in the Tim Miller version of Deadpool 2, before he left the project, there were a couple different characters that he wanted to use, and the plot of the movie was a little bit different. It felt a little bit different. The character designs were a little bit different. So I'll talk about the biggest changes. But the whole thing with the Fantastic Four is that he was going to have Colossus go to Yancey Street, fight Ben Grimm. So it sounds like he was mostly hyping up Colossus versus the Thing, but there were character designs for the entire cast of Josh Trank's Fantastic Four. You have the Miles Teller Mr. Fantastic. You have Michael B. Jordan's Human Torch. So I think there are a couple reasons why that didn't end up happening. Like, you can see why Fox might not want to remind people about that Fantastic Four movie. It's really expensive to do all those characters because they would have had to do all this CG. He wanted to do a very comic book accurate version of the Thing. The way we found out about this was through the concept artist that was working with Tim Miller to develop these scenes, and he said that Tim Miller was very picky about the character models. I think a little bit of it also had to do with the Fantastic Four actors signing off on that. Like, could you imagine them going to Michael B. Jordan, asking them to include his character in this movie right after Black Panther had come out?
I'm standing in your house, serving justice to a man who stole your vibranium and murdered your people. Justice your king couldn't deliver.
One of the best Marvel characters and Marvel villains overall in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe of any big superhero film. Killmonger was amazing, so it's crazy to think about his Fantastic Four performance after you watch Black Panther. Even the actor himself, when he was on stage at Comic-Con a couple years ago when they announced the Black Panther movie and brought them all on stage like, hey, we're getting ready to shoot this, it's going to be really cool. One of his comments was, "It's great to finally be in the good Marvel universe," which was like the biggest backhand to Fox's Marvel movies at the time. But now that the Disney deal's going through, it's all coming back around. Hopefully they'll have some fun with the idea that both Chris Evans and Michael B. Jordan have now played two different Marvel characters in really, really big movies, even though obviously Fantastic Four totally bombed. That feels like something you would do in a Deadpool movie. Like legit MCU Fantastic Four will probably be more serious. Even though Marvel films in general tend to have a lot of humor, they don't get quite as meta as Deadpool does with those in-jokes, like making fun of all the continuity problems. Usually it just winds up being more Spider-Man making pop culture references.
Tell them about the dance-off to save the universe.
What dance-off?
It's not.
Like in Footloose, the movie?
Exactly like Footloose. Is it still the greatest movie in history?
It never was.
Don't encourage this, all right? We're getting no help from Flash Gordon here.
Flash Gordon? By the way, that's a compliment.
No more pop culture references from you on this trip. I think it would have been an opportunity to make them feel like they were actually pretty cool. Like you put them in a Deadpool movie, you have a really badass fight with the Thing, so you turn him into a cool character, but you also lampoon him with a whole bunch of jokes and talk about how ridiculous he is as a character. So it's like the same thing that Deadpool does with Colossus on a regular basis. Like they turn Colossus into a pretty cool character, but at every opportunity, Deadpool makes fun of him and points out how ridiculous he is.
We can't allow this, Deadpool. Please, come quiet.
You big chrome cock gobbler!
That's not nice.
You really gonna fuck this up for me? Trust me. That wheezing bag of dick tips has it coming.
The entire movie is Deadpool making fun of all the other characters, so you would have had to imagine that there would be a version of that with the Fantastic Four in this. The big thing about Yancey Street is that it's a big comic book location specific to the Ben Grimm character. It's down here on the Lower East Side. It's the location of the Yancey Street gang. It's like right around the Williamsburg Bridge here. They used to torment him when he was younger, then they popped up later in the comics. During the Fear Itself storyline, when Odin's brother, Cole Borson, took over Asgard and sent all the hammers down to Earth to create the Worthy, one of the hammers fell to Yancey Street and transformed Ben Grimm into angrier Breaker of Souls. So Yancey Street is just a really big Fantastic Four comic book location. So it would have been really cool, but you can see how doing like a whole extra scene with this big fight would have been crazy expensive. The movie was already really expensive. And one of the things that makes the Deadpool character work so well is that they do it so cheaply, making fun of those big budget superhero films like Infinity War or any of the big DC films. Now that the Disney deal is going through, I think the next time we do see Fantastic Four, it'll be legit. One of those characters will pop up in a Marvel movie. I've already done a couple of videos about what they plan to do with Deadpool and those characters, so I'll link that video at the end of this. I'm working on a new Avengers Illuminati video, so I'll post that next. Should be up in the next couple of hours. But congratulations to the giveaway winner from my last big video, Arwa Al Musa. Please email me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. Click here for that new Avengers 4 title teaser, and click here to learn what Marvel's plans are for Deadpool and the Fantastic Four during Phase 4 and Phase 5. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.